Good afternoon all, this is Patricia and I am traveling for history. I am in East Middlebury, Vermont, and this is Prospect Cemetery. I have been searching for American Civil War veterans because I have some information to share with you about them, and I found us another one. This is William B. Cobb. He was born in 1824 in Essex, New York. At the age of 39, he enlisted on August 30th, 1862, and then mustered in on October 21st, 1862, as a wagoner with Company E of the 14th Vermont Infantry. He mustered out on July 30th, 1863, re-enlisted on February 18th, 1864, and mustered in on April 12th, 1864, again as a wagoner with Company H of the 17th Vermont Infantry, and mustered out on July 14th, 1865. He applied, his widow applied for his pension, Susan N., on September 4th, 1884. He died on January 28th, 1886. I have his obituary here. I'm going to read it to you. Quote, East Middlebury. William Cobb died of paralysis on the 28th, aged 61 years. He was born in Peru, New York, but spent most of his life in this place, where he died. He was a member of Company H, 17th Regiment Vermont Volunteers during the Rebellion, and of Needham Post GAR. The funeral was attended from the church on Sunday. The entire post turned out, and there was a good representation from Russell Post at the West Village in full badge uniform, together with a camp of sons of veterans with muskets, etc. At 10:30, the veterans gathered at the house, and after prayer, escorted the remains to the church, marching to the sound of a muffled drum. The casket and the doorposts of the church were draped, and the Union flag covered the casket. At 11 o'clock, the house was packed, fully 300 persons being present when the services were opened by Reverend S.W. Bidwell, who officiated. The order of service was reading of the 4th chapter of Job and selections of Scripture, singing by the choir of Rock of Ages, prayer, singing, sermon on joy and weeping based on Romans 12, verse 15, and Isaiah chapter 30, verse 5. At the close of the sermon, the veterans were addressed, the speaker referring to the loss the post had sustained, the record of the deceased, and the part he played in aiding in the restoration of the Union. Then, after the choir had sung another selection, the veterans escorted the remains to the grave, where the ritual of the order was observed. Mr. Cobb was highly esteemed. He had no enemies, was right and reliable, and will be greatly missed. He leaves a widow, a grandson, and many friends to mourn his loss, unquote. The source was the Middlebury Register, dated February 5, 1886, courtesy of Tom Boudreau. And just want to say that obviously the person who wrote that obituary cared about him, cared about his character. He wrote one of the best obituaries I have read. And any one of us can only hope that someone writes such a lovely obituary about any one of us. This is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. Thank you for coming along with me today as I shared some stories about these American Civil War veterans. Until I see you again, I hope you have an absolutely fabulous evening. I shall see you soon.